All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming to our FAFSA meeting. And so everybody who is at this meeting, you either filled out a FAFSA or you attempted to fill out a FAFSA, but maybe you didn't complete it. And so I'll probably have another meeting, but I'll just definitely send out this email or this video to any students that missed it. So yes, it's right before we leave for the holiday. Got my holiday gear and my jingles on. And so I'm not going to keep you guys that long. So you guys have filled out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. And so just with our mantra that we've had this year, we will not let you fail. I know it's been a lot of stuff that's been going on with you guys missing out on some SATs or not being able to do certain things. But just remember that we do have you. All right. So with the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, that determines how much money you get from the federal government towards your education. So they will take all the information that you guys submitted, put together a formula, and decide how much money in loans and in grants that you are eligible for. So anytime you hear the word grant or scholarship, those are good words because that's always money that you never have to pay back. When you hear loan, of course, that's a bad word because you do have to pay that back. But unfortunately, most students nowadays do have to take out student loans due to the astronomical cost of college. So with the FAFSA, you'll find out how many loans, how much grant money you will receive. And then after you finish filling out the FAFSA, and you also have to make sure that you put your list of schools on the FAFSA that you intend to apply to. So you don't have to have the applications completed, or you might not even finish the application and not intend to complete it. However, once you finish the FAFSA and you submit it, after 3 days, that information will be sent to the colleges on your list. So you can put up to 10. If for some reason you need to add more, you have 10, after those 3 days have passed, you can actually take some of those schools off and replace them with the new schools that you have. Okay. Now, when you finish the FAFSA at the end, and some of you guys didn't get to this part, the last screen will ask you 2 questions. The 2 questions are, do you have another student FAFSA to complete? And it also will ask you if you want to continue on with the state application. So the state application is called the FIA. Okay. And so that determines how much money you get from the state of Pennsylvania. So if you do it right away, it pretty much just populates all of your information over to the new account. If you don't do it right away, then you have to wait a couple of days and sometimes a week to go back in there. And so sometimes that means you're going to forget to go back in there. And so you should look for a link in your email over the next couple of days after you finish it if you didn't do it. And that will allow you to be able to, again, populate that information over. Otherwise, you have to go in and create an account for FIA. And it takes you to a website called AES. And so that application takes about 5 or 10 minutes. They're going to ask you information about how long you've lived in Pennsylvania, when you moved to Pennsylvania, when your parent or guardian came to Pennsylvania, if they're married, divorced, when the dates were, all these things. And then they're going to ask you to put down one school on your list. We would highly recommend that you put the most expensive state college on that list. It doesn't mean that that's where you're going to go. You can change that later, but put the most expensive state college. Do not put an out-of-state college because, again, FIA determines how much grant money you get for Pennsylvania schools. And just remember that when you do go out of Pennsylvania, you don't receive any state aid except for 5 states, and you really only get about $578. Okay, so just keep that in mind. So far, do you guys have any questions? If you do, unmute yourself real quick and I can answer those questions for you. Okay. So after you finish submitting that information, then what is called a student aid report or an SAR will be generated. And so it basically is a summary of what you submitted on the FAFSA. And sometimes a college or a scholarship organization may ask for that document. So if someone asks for a SAR, That's what they're asking for. And also on your student aid report, something called an EFC number, or an expected family contribution number, will be at the top of the first or second page of that document. And so your EFC number is a number that FAFSA puts together from a formula that they have. It's sent out to the colleges, and colleges use that number to put together a financial aid award for you. So I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail about that because I have another video that explains that. I'm trying to keep this one as short as possible, but you definitely can make an appointment with me and I can go through your personal report. So each college will receive that student aid report number, or the EFC number, and it's the same at every single college. And again, they use that number to put together a financial aid award letter for you. So every school will send you a letter and they will all look different. Sometimes you will be selected for what's called a verification. And so sometimes people are randomly selected to get their FAFSA application verified. And sometimes there may be an issue on your application that you need to rectify. So don't get stressed out when you get it. It will either be in the mail or it will be an email. And it's some information that you need to send back. Sometimes it may be 5 or 10 pages. But again, most of those pages is simply information that you filled out on the FAFSA, and they're just asking you to verify and confirm some things. Okay. So if you have any questions or if you want some help with that, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to your counselor. So before I get to the last two steps, does anybody have any questions? You can unmute yourself if you have any questions, because I can't see you. All right, well, we're going to keep going. Now, some of you guys may have some status changes, because remember that when you did your FAFSA, it was based off of the 2019 tax return. And a lot of things could have happened by then. So if your income and all that stuff has stayed the same, then don't worry about it. But if you've had a change in job, your parent may have lost their job, in whether it had something to do with COVID or just randomly, there may have been a death in your family. Your parents may have gotten divorced. You may have had some medical issues in your house that took up a lot of bills, and it changed the amount of money that you have to put towards college. And so do not make any changes on your FAFSA. You need to get in contact with the financial aid department at your top choices. So again, every financial aid department has the autonomy to make different changes. So you want to get in contact with, again, the financial aid office at your top choices and let each of them know, and they will give you some documentation to let you know what those items that they need, so that they can make some adjustments and let you know if they can do something for you. Okay. And then the last thing is, each college, again, is going to send you an award letter. They're all going to look different. So please do not make a deposit to any colleges until you get all of the award letters back from your top choices, so that you can review them and see who's giving you the best deal. If you are confused or if you need some assistance, you can definitely reach out to your counselor. You can reach out to me, and we can sit down with you and go through all of those letters to see who's giving you the best choice. Okay. And then once you decide that on the school that you are going to be able to afford to go to, then you can drop your deposit, because those deposits are non-refundable. You're not getting them back. So don't get excited because you get into your first choice, drop that deposit, realize you can't afford to go there, and you can't get that money back. All right. So just make sure that you do your due diligence before you drop that money. And then lastly, you want to make sure that you look for some scholarships, so that, one, you can cut down the amount of loans or eliminate the loans that you need to take out. Okay. And so you can look for national or local scholarships. So they're located on Naviance, Schoology, and the College and Career Center website. And so the link that you see here on the screen is where you can go to the website. I will go there first, and it gives you instructions on what to do on Naviance and Schoology. All right. And so that's all I have for you guys. There's a Google Classroom with some information in there. Actually, that's for the class of 2022, because this is an old slide. I forgot to delete that. All right. So we'll put this back here, and then I'm going to log out of here and stop sharing my screen. All right, guys. So that is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I didn't want to keep you long. So do any of you guys have any questions at all?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So just make sure, did you guys both finish your FAFSA and the FIA application?
Yeah.
Okay. So just make sure that you did both of them, because if you didn't, it's going to cause some problems for you later. Okay. So if you have any questions, you want to make sure you visit. And also, let me show you these pages real quick. So let me share my screen again. So if you guys are going to go look for your scholarships on Schoology, the scholarships on Schoology, I just put one up here today for people who are into art. So Marlea, you want to check out this one. This is the Expressive Path Scholarship. This is due, I think, in April. So you definitely want to look at that. But I'm going to put every scholarship in here in the College and Career Schoology account, which all of you guys in the whole senior class should be on here. And if you don't feel like scrolling through this whole thing here, you can simply just go to the calendar, and when you click January, you'll start seeing some local scholarships pop up. So again, the local scholarships are the gold mines of scholarships because you're competing against less people. They're for people in Pennsylvania, Montgomery County, Norristown, or the Norristown area. So there already are about maybe 10 in here, and I'm going to put 3 more in here today. All right. You can also go to your scholarships tab, and let me show you the real view that you're going to look at. Actually, it's right here, I think. Yeah. So when you go to the scholarships tab, you're going to go to colleges, scholarships and money, and then you're going to go to scholarship list. And that just timed me out. That's embarrassing. Okay, so that just logged me out. But basically, you guys are going to go in here. Let me see if I can go back in here again. Yep. So you're going to go to colleges, scholarships and money, scholarship list, local regional scholarships, and every scholarship that comes across my desk or was already preloaded in here, you can look. Every scholarship in the world is not here, but there are a number of them here. They're in alphabetical order, and then you can also change it to dates by hitting the deadline twice. So there's 2 more for December that are here, and then if you hit this twice again and scroll down, you'll start seeing all the January, February, March. So again, these are not all the scholarships in the whole world, but there are a number here. You can simply just click here, and it'll give you some basic information as far as a website, an attachment, a deadline, how much the award is, and a description. So you can go through everything there. And then lastly, you can go onto the College and Career website, and there are some scholarship links there where you can go and you can look to see what other scholarship programs there are available. Okay, so let me show you that, and then we'll be done. Okay, so you guys can go here, and it tells you about the local scholarships, where to find those. The general scholarships, I just showed you that, and then some bigger scholarships are here at the top. If a minority low income student, scholarships for undocumented students there. If you're in foster care, athletic scholarships, big websites, and then some other scholarship engines with descriptions. So guys, make sure you look through all of these websites, and some of them like Unigo or FastWeb or Peterson's may actually give you a search list that you can get once a month, so that you won't have to dig so hard for those. But you guys want to try to eliminate as many loans as you can, um, and keep from spending your own money. Okay. So do you guys have any questions before we end?
Nah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming. And again, if you are watching this video and you have any questions, you guys can go on the link on my website or anywhere, and you can make an appointment to see me. All right. So thank you guys. Have a great holiday.
Thank you. Bye.
You're